Kale Lowry has been stirring up speculation lately, and fans are convinced something serious has gone down between her and her fiancé, Elijah Scott. People started putting the pieces together after noticing that Kale was no longer wearing her engagement ring in recent Instagram posts. This all comes not long after a TikTok user named Brit came forward claiming she had a one-night stand with Elijah during a cruise back in May 2024. Since those allegations surfaced, Kale hasn't made any public statement addressing them, but her actions have spoken volumes. Elijah hasn't been seen in any of her new content, and that once prominent engagement ring is nowhere to be found. When the cheating rumor first dropped, Kale and Elijah were vacationing in Turks and Caicos for her birthday, but ever since they returned, things have appeared off. In a photo shared on March 26 with her podcast co-hosts Lindsay Kreisley and Becky Hayter, Kale's left hand was completely bare, raising even more eyebrows. Then, on a new episode of her Karma and Chaos podcast, Becky opened the show by saying, "If you came here for an elephant, it's not in the room," which was clearly a cheeky reference to the swirling rumors without directly mentioning them. She then added that she had spent a lot of time with Kale and her children recently, making it clear she was offering emotional support.
To know, I've spent way too much time with Kale in the past week.
What's wrong?
Nothing. This is the most time we've spent together. We spent more time this week together than we probably did in the 8 years of our friendship.
You have been at my house since Saturday night?
Yeah.
And I have appreciated the quality time, the QT, if you will.
Too.
Becky even revealed that she was taking the kids to school and football practice responsibilities that would usually fall on Elijah. That alone had fans wondering if something had shifted at home. People found it odd that Becky, who's currently expecting a baby with her wife, would leave her pregnant partner at home to stay with Kale and help out with the kids. It raised questions about whether Elijah was still in the picture or if he had quietly moved out.
Really cool.
I was a mom this week.
You were a mom.
They asked me to take them to school. Creed asked me to put them to bed. Me and Isaac baked cookies together. Isaac had we had a movie night, just the two of us. He came into my room and we watched a movie. I feel like the only one I didn't get really one-on-one time was with Lincoln, but he's such a busy little guy, you know?
Meanwhile, Kale has been leaning into some serious retail therapy, dropping $1,200 on houseplants. She claimed it wasn't an impulse buy, saying the plants were bringing life into her home and clearing out the toxins, something fans couldn't help but interpret as symbolic of her trying to cleanse her space after the drama. She also made an appearance on the Rule Breakers podcast. But what really caught everyone's attention was that Elijah's name was censored multiple times during the episode. If their relationship was still solid, why would they go through the trouble of bleeping out his name?
I feel like sex doesn't even last much longer than that now.
No,
and I'm in my 30s.
We're not. I mean, I feel like we need to have a good guy that knows what they're doing to really take us for a spin.
But you know what? I was in Turks and Caicos last week with and he wanted to go round 2 and I was like,
oh, honey.
We have 7 kids. I'm tired. So it's sort of like a full circle moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From then, when I lost my virginity till now, it's like I only have 30 seconds in me.
Yeah, why not? And fuck the foreplay, just spit on it and go.
No romance, no foreplay, just do it and get the fuck out.
Things escalated even further when the Instagram gossip account Teen Mom Chatter posted that they had sources close to the situation confirming what really went down.
My grandmother got it in her 60s, real young, right? I can't remember shit. People will tell me things, and I'm like, I have no recollection of what you're talking about, and they told me this 3 days ago.
We might be the same person.
And it's all the time. It's not, and I'll be like, hey, Tiana, this is Alessandra, and Tiana and Alessandra will be like, I literally met her already. I already know her.
We go way back. Yeah.
And I think that they're meeting for the first, and it happens all the time. And I think it's either a mix of all of the times I've had surgeries and I've gone under the anesthesia, also with trauma, but also I might have Alzheimer's.
According to their insider, when Kale confronted Elijah about the cheating claims from Brit's TikTok, he didn't even deny it. Instead, he allegedly admitted it was true. The same source claimed that Kale reacted by punching Elijah square in the face, packed his things, and kicked him out of the house. He supposedly didn't fight back, and instead moved next door into a recently vacated house he used to live in. The story continued with claims that Kale told him to take their 3 kids with him, and ever since their return from the trip, Elijah has had primary custody. Because Kale allegedly revoked access to their nanny, Elijah has reportedly been taking the kids to his mother's for help with childcare.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you cheating on your girl or snitching on the homies?
I ain't no snitch and I ain't no cheater, so.
All of this unfolded quietly, but the clues have been right there for fans to see. From cryptic podcast banter to missing jewelry, and a total disappearance of Elijah from Kale's public life, the signs are pointing to a very real and very messy breakup. THM Chatter responded to a follower's message by saying that, yes, the information had been confirmed by 2 of their sources, but they weren't about to risk getting sued for telling the truth, hence why they used the word allegedly. Another viewer joined the conversation, pointing out that since they weren't physically there, they couldn't confirm if the events really happened. Still, the fact that 2 separate people backed up the story made it feel more credible to them. The part that really caught people off guard was the claim that Elijah had taken the children. TM Chatter admitted they were skeptical about that too and had been closely watching Kale's Instagram stories all week to see if there were any clues that might prove the story wrong. But according to them, nothing popped up that suggested otherwise. In fact, Elijah hadn't appeared in anything recent on her page, which only added to the suspicion. Someone else commented that they hoped Elijah pressed charges if Kale actually hit him in the face, stressing that violence shouldn't be dismissed, no matter the situation. THN Chatter replied that, so far, they hadn't received confirmation about whether Elijah had taken legal action, but hoped he had at least started keeping a record just in case. What confused a lot of people was the part about Elijah supposedly taking the kids, especially since Kale has historically had at least equal, if not majority custody of her children. Another follower suggested that this might not be a permanent situation and could just be a temporary arrangement while things settle down between the 2 of them. The discussion then shifted to the Rule Breakers podcast, the one Kale recently appeared on with Staraya. In that episode, listeners noticed that Elijah's name was bleeped out multiple times, which felt suspicious to some. A viewer mentioned they were listening to the episode in real time and heard the host ask Kale if Elijah was still with her. Kale responded with a yes, and while they weren't directly talking about the recent drama, it gave off the impression that the couple was still together, but TM Chatter didn't buy it. They said Kale might be saying that just to control the narrative and keep people guessing, something they believe she's done before during her past pregnancies. According to TM Chatter, the name being censored wasn't just a coincidence. They firmly believe that Kale kicked Elijah out and that he's currently staying at his old house, which had recently become vacant after a tenant moved out. Whether the 2 will eventually patch things up remains to be seen, but as of now, TM Chatter insists they're living apart. So that's the latest development in the ongoing saga between Kale and Elijah. From her missing engagement ring and the absence of Elijah on social media to the bleeped name on the podcast and the insider claims from TM Chatter, it seems like something is definitely off. Whether Kale is choosing silence as a way to quietly communicate the truth or simply avoiding the spotlight during this messy moment, it has everyone talking.
I'm not against selling my puss at the Dollar General by my house. So I say that to say, like, I truly will do any fucking thing, and I'm always working towards what's next. And I think that that's like the key is like, don't be complacent.
Yeah.
And always be looking for what's next, because you could lose anything at any time, right? And so making sure that, okay, you have this going, let's look for the next thing.
And with all the speculation around what allegedly happened after the cruise, people are more eager than ever to hear Kale's sigh, or at least get more clues. What's your take on all of this? Do you think TM Chatter sources are reliable? And do you think Kale's silence is saying more than words ever could? Thanks for hanging out with me and catching up on all this Kale and Elijah drama. Things are definitely messy, and the silence from Kale is only making people more curious. If you've got thoughts, theories, or tea of your own, drop them in the comments. I want to hear what you love think. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more updates, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this wild story. Catch you in the next one.